Okay. So I'll switch on few people. It's 207996481485 4.
So,
Yes,
my webcam has not been working for some days, sir. So,
webcam is for service.
yes, sir. So the program which I use has not been updated yet.
Okay.
Like,
There's an option we can connect our mobile and we can use our mobile camera as a laptop camera. There's an option is available.
ah,
Then later we will continue with the second unit with the different things. Okay. So just to ensure the slide is visible now. So because I'm handling two things. Friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So Richu Rai, can you switch on the video? Richu Rai.
Yes, sir.
Richu Rai, can you say how the marketing mix and service mix differs?
How the marketing?
Service mix and marketing mix.
I think in the marketing service come under.
Did you attend the last class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we discussed about service marketing, right? How the
Yes, sir.
service marketing differs from normal product marketing, right? So what is the difference between product and market? Okay, so
Hello.
is it audible?
Yes, sir, but I'm not clear.
Marketing mix. What are the four marketing mix?
4 P's, right, sir?
Yes, 4 P's.
Yeah, price, promotion, product, and the place.
First one.
Price.
First one is not price. With what we can sell the product, which is the important thing in the marketing.
Product. Then price.
Price, yes.
Then place.
Place.
Then promotion.
Okay. So these are called as marketing mix. Okay. How the service mix differs from marketing mix?
That my service mix contains additional 3 P's. So service mix is hard to what we can say to market as compared to product.
So what are the service mix, additional service mix?
That are people.
Yes.
And
People. So friends, I already told that in marketing management, there is no need to study about different theories and concepts in detail, but we have to remember the keywords. If it is a product mean, for the product, there will be keyword. For me, the product keyword is, it should satisfy need of the customer. According to me, according to you, you can have a different explanation. Similarly, price mean cost plus value. Likewise, in the marketing, we have a n number of words. Each word, at least you should remember the keywords for defining it. So in marketing, 4 P's: product, price, place, promotion. Service means, yes. Thank you. Nikshita.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Nikshita, can you say what are the 3 additional P's of service?
So people,
Okay.
physical evidence and process.
Okay, very good. So this is also in the order: product, price, place, promotion, people, process, physical evidence. Okay. So can you give me the example for physical evidence with respect to one service. Name one service. This service needs physical evidence. What is the physical evidence we can give?
So food delivery.
Food or food delivery. So please name the company or name the brand.
Like Swiggy.
Okay, Swiggy. Swiggy is a food delivery service provider. Very good. Yes.
Yes.
So for them, why there is a need of physical evidence and what are the physical evidence?
So to deliver the product to the
Deliver
customers.
the product, I need vehicle. I need people. Why I need a
Yes.
physical evidence?
Because to receive the product, like to give the product directly to the customers.
That is called as distribution. That comes under product price place. Place means distribution.
Yes, sir.
What is meant by physical? Please split the word physical evidence. Why Swiggy needs physical evidence? What can be the physical evidence?
So maybe to to show the quality of the service
Why they have to show the quality of the service? To whom?
to the customers, so that they get the satisfaction by it
Okay.
from the service.
Okay. So to get the satisfaction, we need to use physical evidence, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And they can rate also for the
Showing
service they have provided.
how they are showing the physical evidence. Why and how? Okay, so I will move to the next person. As you answered the 3 P's, I will move to Evangeline. We'll see Evangeline. Evangeline,
Today is my first class, sir.
okay, fine. So what do you understand by the word service in marketing?
Yes, sir. You're providing your help to someone, or you.
Okay, so right. So according to marketing perspective, what you said as we are doing service helping, that is called as service. But in terms of marketing, what can be called as a service?
In terms of marketing, service is nothing but you're publicizing.
Eventually, we have a network problem, so please be in a proper network area so that we can discuss. Okay, so I will come back to you. Shivashankar P.
So that it is, like known to people and
Yes, yes.
your
Yes, Evangeline, I will come back to you. Shivashankar P.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Shivashankar. So can you explain what is meant by physical evidence?
Sir, physical evidence means what?
Shivashankar, I am
Already that. Hello.
yes, I am unable to see your video.
Here I network issues, sir. So 1 minute, sir.
So friends, as I always say, sir, please try to remember some example for each and every marketing concepts. Marketing theory will be easy. You should remember some examples. Yes, yes, Shiva.
Sir, can you see me, sir?
Yes. Tell me.
Sir, I don't know well, sir.
Okay, differentiate product and service.
The product means one particular. Oh.
No, speak from the same place. You are visible. That's enough.
Here's some connectivity issues, sir. I am using my mobile data in the
Okay. Now it
private
Shiva.
part, sir. I'm not clearly audible.
No, you are audible. Tell me the difference between product and service.
Hello? Sir, I am breaking your voice, sir.
What is the difference between product and service?
Sir, physical evidence. Hello? Sir, physical evidence, right, sir?
Yes.
You're asking that?
Hmm.
Sir, physical evidence means the building itself, like paperwork. Right, sir?
Tell me.
Sir, like paperwork packaging physically, we are doing physically.
Hmm.
I think that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So friends, this is just to confirm that you all listening to the video either in audio mode or video mode. So immediately after the class, you will be forgetting these concepts. Okay, so examples, other things is fine. These entrance examples, everything is fine that we can learn. But when it comes to the basic concepts, we have to able to explain the basic concept. That is so much important. That's why I asked. So this is just for an example. So even you feel that marketing is very easy or management principle is easy, when somebody asks exactly, for example, MBC, if you ask what is going to be centralization, what is going to be departmentalization means, we can tell stories, but you have to explain in 2 words or 1 line means that is so difficult. Unless you know the exact concept, you cannot explain. Okay, fine. So we discussed in the last class regarding the difference between product and service. So service has 7 P's, product have 4 P's. When the product is intangible, so we have to have additional 3 P's to support the company in terms of marketing and positioning and the consumer for identification and differentiation. Okay, the first thing is people. So how I can differentiate the service, how I can differentiate, for example, if I take SBI life insurance and LIC life insurance, both are insurance. If you say about what is the futures, exactly all are same. The premium will be the same, the claim amount will be the same, more or less everything will be the same. But why people are preferring LIC in the traditional period comparing to any other private or even the SBI life insurance? That plays the role of a service. So who is serving? Who is serving? Okay, sir. So earlier LIC means we remember the agent will come to our home. Whatever the doubt, they will deliver at our doorstep. But in terms of nowadays, they are having a very modern insurance. So either we have to go through online or we have to go through banks. So if you want to get, means you have to contact a bank. The bank, if they are selling insurance, then it is called as a bank assurance. The bank is different, insurance is different. If the bank is selling insurance, it is called as bank. So SBI life insurance means SBI life insurance is a separate company. There will be more executive will be there. But if you are going and getting the insurance from the bank, they will support. But you cannot receive the same service as you are receiving from the another agent. So here plays the major role people. Here people is agent, how he is approaching, how he is answerable. So the people will be so important in terms of any types of services. How he looks, how he speaks, how he make a follower. The same thing, process, how it is to be done. So for example, purchasing the product, I can purchase the product from the retailer directly. I can purchase the product from the producer or manufacturing point itself. Number 2. Number 3, I can go for online. So if I am selling from the manufacturer, it is called as a direct buying. If I am buying through the retailer, it is called as a retailer service. Retail is a service. Okay, retailer is doing the service, he is getting a product from somebody else and delivering to. So it's a retail service. And third one, I can buy a product from online, it is called as online marketing. It is also a service. So here also you can see the difference. Even you are ordering the same product. Okay, assume that all the product are same, all the quality is same, all the price is same. So normally you may feel the online purchase will be cheaper, but assume that the price is same, quality is same, delivery, everything same, means now there comes the importance of service. So if you go to online means, what are the things we will lag? When we are purchasing in the retail outlet, we can touch the product. Whatever the product we are picking up, that is the same product I am taking to the home. But in terms of online, we have only pictures, we have only images. There is no assurance that the same product will deliver. So sometimes we heard the news that somebody ordered for laptop or mobile, they received some chocolates, some shoes, some bricks. It is possible because in the online retail service, it is not sure that what we are picking and what we are receiving is different. So as a service provider, the same doubt will become to your customers. So how you will manage? You have to provide additional process. The process, we are giving some login ID and we are giving a product code. They are making an order and we are giving a tracking services. And immediately after the order, they will giving a challan or a printout, or they will be sending the SMS or the confirmation, and they will be giving an additional customer service in the same page itself. If we can have a tracking day by day, if there is any problem, means you can speak to the concerned toll-free number or you can make a complaint. So these are the additional things the company has to provide when we are going for service related purchase. Either the mode is service or the product itself a service. So service marketing is not only marketing of services. It is a marketing of product through other services, online services, telephone services. So we can make a call and we can get a product. Okay, we can message and get a product. Even a television marketing, we can get a product. These are all called as services marketing. Marketing as services or marketing a product through some other services. In all these things, we need people plus process. So we believe based on what the process they are having. Okay, so if somebody is just, we are clicking the product, immediately they are receiving, we are receiving means, so some people may feel very happy. The process is very easy. So I'm just clicking the product, I'm giving my bank account, immediately they are delivering. Some may be happy, but some other people will look for more of process. There should be many verification, OTP verification, there should be some security, privacy items. So we don't want to disclose our details. So if some people are looking for these things, mean the service provision should be different. That is called as process. Okay, so people are there are some service providers are there, and finally how I can differentiate the product, how we can differentiate. For example, if I am purchasing a product from the Flipkart, if I am purchasing from the Amazon, what might be the difference? The same product, the same brand, same price, same day, same promotion, everything. But some people prefer Flipkart over Amazon, and some people prefer Amazon over Flipkart. So we are preferring the service provider based on the ease, how they are showing the website. Okay, so we believe based on the physical picture they are showing. So according to the online, the website, and what are the bill they are giving, what are the OTP they are providing. So these things I can verify, I can compare. What are the things given by the Facebook, what are the given by the Amazon, I can compare. So there are some physical evidences I can feel about the service. As I told already, so for example, if you want to compare our Kristu Jayanti College service with some other college service, how will you evaluate? So you will go to the website is a proof, it is a physical evidence. How the website looks for Kristu Jayanti College, how the website looks for some other college, there is a difference. It is one physical evidence. And when we are applying something, they will be sending some code. For example, your register number, it is your physical evidence. You can log it through your TCS, that is a physical evidence. So similarly, you will just compare these things and you will compare with other colleges. And another thing, if you come to the college, you will see the campus, how the campus looks, how the faculty looks. The faculty comes under people. So how the other infrastructure looks, how the high health and hygiene is maintained. So these are the things we can see, how the classroom looks, how the ventilation facility, how the lighting facility. These are the physical evidences, but we are not coming here for getting green. We are not coming here to sit. We are not coming to do something. We need education, as the education is a invisible service. So marketing management took in the same college by the faculty will be different from some other college, some other faculty. How it differs? So what are the materials you are receiving? How the video content, how much time we are discussing. So we need some physical evidences to differentiate one service from another service. So apart from product, apart from price, apart from place, apart from promotion, in terms of services, we need additional 3 P's, that is called as people, process, physical evidence. Okay. So let me move to global marketing. Okay, so we'll ask some questions with somebody else and we'll move. Mithun Thomas. Mithun. Mithun, are you there? Mithun Thomas. 2090. Friends, is it audible? I am just seeing my screen only.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Is that, and yeah, whether you are able to follow, because the biggest challenge is I can see my face and I can see my PPT. I cannot see your facial expressions as we are having internet problem. So by assumption I am speaking. So please confirm it if there is any delay. Okay. Mithun is there? Mithun 2090. Okay, we'll see in the attendance. Pratik Dikshit. Pratik. So team leaders, just to confirm whether your team members are present, because just to whether you log in, I cannot give the attendance.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Pratik. So can you say your understanding about global marketing?
So global marketing is something where the companies or a domestic company goes out, diversifies itself and goes out to other countries and starts selling their product or service.
Okay. So what do you understand by the word global?
International.
We have different words: national, global, international, multinational companies. Correct? We have a different. What do you understand by the word global?
More than one country.
What is
The
multinational?
presence in more than one country.
What is multinational?
Multinational is something where the company not only just reaches another country but also adopts the environment and produces the products related to that society or environment.
So this will not come under global marketing. Is it so?
There's a very slight difference between a international company and multinational company. So that's
I'm asking about global. Please see the word carefully. Global. Okay. Can you say some of the example for global products? According to you, what is the global product?
so Coca-Cola,
Why it is a global product?
because it's available throughout the countries.
If the Coca-Cola is available in 4 countries, how it can be called as? You said many countries, no? Many means even I can say it is in 15 countries. Is it global or not?
It's not global, I think.
Okay. Thank you. Melvin Matthew.
Yes, sir.
Are you there? I am unable to see you. Melvin,
Yes, sir. I have switched on the video.
are you there?
Yes, sir.
Just only copying. Okay. So Melvin, so why assume that? So please, all of the friends, please remember, just we are discussing, then we will straightly go to the PPT. There is no need to read the PPT. Just we will see and we will go back. Assume that I am doing marketing in India. I am having a national level product, Indian level product. Okay. If you are suggesting me to operate in another countries, in what are the situations I have to go for foreign marketing or marketing in another countries?
Sir, first we have to learn about the markets.
So
in
please
other
give
countries.
one product example. One product example. Indian, it is available only in India. Give some example. So we are having local brand, regional brand,
Sir, for example,
global brand. Correct? Can you say some example for national brand?
yes,
The
sir.
brand which is available only within India.
Sir, now it is Patanjali.
Patanjali, okay. Actually, Patanjali actually started exporting. Okay, assumption we are having Patanjali is available only in India. Assumption. Actually, it become a multinational brand. Okay. So, assume that Patanjali is performing according to your perspective, whether it is performing good or bad.
Sir, now it is performing good in India.
Yes, it's performing good.
In India.
Yes. So, it is able to get enough profit, right?
Yeah, yes, because Ayurveda is accepted globally. So
Okay. So, I'm asking a question. Assumption, it is not went to global. Actually, it is becoming an international brand. But assumption, I am asking, can I go to market my product in another country? Melvin, your suggestion.
Yes. Yes. Sir, it is possible. First, we must study about the market.
No. The question
And the
is,
market.
no, wait, Melvin. So I have to go, right? Why I have to go? I am already happy with selling the product in India. Why I have to go?
To expand the market and
Why I have to expand?
increase the sales.
Why I have to expand? I am already happy.
To get more brand recognition all over the
The
world.
brand is recognized all over India.
Sir, it is like a self-actualization need.
Okay. So what are the other situations you will suggest me to go to another country? What are the situations you will suggest me? So I'm just now, for example, I am saying in the FMCG product or Ayurvedic product, Patanjali is having 10% market share. Okay. Assumption in all over India, 10% market share. Why have to go for some other country?
Some other countries are first, we know the countries which is suitable and we have the opportunity means we can select it. For example, though if we consider as France, people who if people are interested to consume the Ayurvedic products, then we can say that there is a wide opportunity or scope for marketing Ayurvedic products.
Okay.
Also, it is so that.
Okay. Thank you. I will come back to you later. Sharon Esther. Sharon Esther.
She's not in class today, sir.
Okay, she has to leave. Okay, fine. We will go to Vaishnavi.
Sir?
Yes, are you online?
Yes, sir.
Vaishnavi, please tell me the objectives of a marketer. If you are running a company, what may be the objectives of marketing?
To sell the product to the customers.
Okay, one.
Satisfy them. To get the feedbacks.
Okay.
And improve with the feedbacks.
These are the process of marketing. These are the functions of marketing. What are the objectives of marketing? Why I have to market my product? It is called as objectives of marketing.
You have to you have to sell it so that you get profit out of it.
Selling is the process.
It is basically a need of the customer, so you have to sell it and then you also get profit out of it.
What is your objective? If you are doing marketing, what is your objective of marketing?
To get profit, sir.
Okay, one. Next one.
To get recognized. Sir?
What may be other objectives?
To get recognized as a brand.
Okay. Yes.
I guess that's it.
So others, please text side by side. I can see you. Alan is telling to achieve the target. Marketing is to achieve the target. I am asking, what is your target? Objective is one of the another way of target. What can be the target?
To create the brand name.
Yes, Rima is telling customer satisfaction. Yes, we are doing a marketing to create a brand name. Okay, to create a customer satisfaction, to expand the business, to increase the market share, brand recognition, to capture the market. Aishnavi, I'm just reading what they are texting. Okay, to create value. Yes. To diversify risk. Very good. So what are the things you are listing? Please, all of you note down. This will come as a big question. So there's no need to refer some other book. You can learn from your friends. Global reach, to create an impact. Create an impact means what impact? To create goodwill, good public image, to improve the effectiveness, global recognition and risk diversification, global audience and customer. I am not clear, Dejus. What is your objective? Global audience and customer, whether I have to get a global audience. Okay. To outsmart the competition, fine. Then expand the business beyond the boundaries. That is the process. I'm asking why. Why we have to expand the business beyond the boundaries? Yes. Vaishnavi, you have to be in online. I will come back to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can also see the chat and come back to me.
Okay.
Also read the chat. We will consolidate.
Okay, sir.
Improve the reputation of the corporation, goodwill, reputation, brand image, all are same. Dealing with the competition, yes. I think there are 110 students are in the online. I'm getting only few. Increase the revenue of the business through expansion to improve the product name, competitor, what's the competitor product? Increase the productivity and revenue. Productivity through marketing, how we can increase the productivity, okay? Increase the revenue is fine. To meet the needs of the customer and the company for what? We have to meet the need of the customer and the company. What is the need of the company? That is the question. Anisha, that is called the subjective of the company. To position our product in a good way within the target market. That is again, it is called as branding. Yes, it's another way of branding. Creating a goodwill is fine. Yes, Vaishnavi, come back and consolidate.
Yes, sir. Yeah, as everyone told, it is also to create a good brand name, to expand our company globally,
Okay.
and then to achieve the target, and then to reach the value of our company, and then to satisfy customers.
Okay.
All these can be the objectives, sir.
Yes, thank you. So, as we learned earlier, marketing is not only for sales and profit. Okay, this is the main objective. So, all the business are working for getting. Yes, others please type it. I am also reading it parallelly. Okay, so main objective of any business is profit. Okay, but apart from profit, we have different objectives. Achieving a sales doesn't mean that we have to get a profit. Sales is another perspective. Sometimes sales lead to profit. Sometimes sales may not lead to the profit. So sales, increasing the sales, increasing the profit, increasing the revenue. Okay, revenue increase is different, profit increase is different. You have to understand the words. Please listen the words carefully. And there is another word, to improve the market share. Okay, and I have to handle the competition. I have to grow in the market. So grow, again the word grow can be grow in terms of volume, in terms of value. Volume means I have to sell 100 units of laptop. This is called as volume target, volume objective. Another side, I want to increase the sales to 1 crore. This is a value. So it doesn't mean that if the value of the laptop increases, we cannot say that the number also have to increase. For example, one Apple laptop may cost more compared with the normal laptop. So normal laptop will be 25,000. So we cannot say if the unit increases, value increases. And we cannot say if the revenue or turnover increases, profit has to increase. Okay, so all are related, but sometimes it will be different. Okay, so and another thing, you have to increase my brand image, increase my goodwill, and you have to increase the customer satisfaction. So for these things, we are trying our level best within our country. So if I'm starting a business in a local level, for example, in a Bangalore, if I'm happy with this, I won't think about another thing. So two main things we will go for expanding our business. Either I am not satisfied with current market. The market is fine, but I am unable to increase my sales. It may be because of competition, or it may be because of my customer preference. Even there is no competition, if the customer is not willing to buy the product, then I cannot survey in the market. Another thing, the customers are preferring, my competitor is killing me. He is giving lot of discount, he is competing. So I am making a sales, but if I am surveying with the same competitor, I have to spend more to survive. You have to spend more means I cannot earn more. Okay, so I have to go for expanding my business. Another thing, even I'm happy, it doesn't mean that only unhappy people will expand. Even I'm happy, I've reached my product to the entire Bangalore, but still I can have a wish because the Bangalore might give a maximum 100 crore business. But if I want to grow means I have to go to another business. Another thing, even I am monopoly in the market, in future, some other competitor comes mean what will happen to my business? I want to grow means I have to have a backup. Then I will go for expansion. Okay, and another thing, I have a very good brand image. It's worth of 100 crore. It is very good accepted. So I feel this product is very nice. This value is very nice. This brand is very nice. So why I am limiting myself to 100 crore? If I expand to another country or another place, it will increase to 1 lakh crore, crores and crores. So there is an opportunity. My product is successful. So I want to go. Sometimes my product fail in my market. I cannot change the product, I cannot change the quality because I have a fixed production capacity. This is the employees, this is the market, this is the machine, this is the quality. I cannot change the quality. So as the customers are dissatisfied with my quality or production and I have more capability to change me, better thing I can try in some other market where they can accept my quality or where there is no competitor available. There also I will go for expansion. So the expansion can be for different reasons. Based on the objective, based on, so we heard about the environment. So please again recollect internal environment, external environment, micro, macro. So the internal environment, my objective, my brand image, my capacity will be changing means I have to go. Or otherwise external threats. Competition is a threat, political environment is a threat. If the threat is coming means I cannot survive in India, so I have to expand some other business. So these are the reasons we have forced to or we are willing to go for doing business in another country. So when we want to do business from one country to another country, it can be called as a foreign marketing. I am marketing a product in another country. If it is a multinational corporation means I am operating in different country. It can be 4 country or 5 country. Now my company is operating in more than one country. It can be multinational corporations or MNCs. But we are speaking about international marketing is also like that. Yes. Jojo, you raised the hand by default. Jojo? Maybe. So international means if you are doing business between countries. And please remember, nowadays it doesn't mean that we have to produce a product in India and we have to sell a product in Singapore. It is called as global marketing or international. It doesn't mean that. Even it is originated from India, I can start my production plant in Singapore. I can start my production plant in Singapore. Okay, I can assemble the product in Japan. I can sell everything to US people. There's a lot of option available. So for example, in production there are 10 processes. Mean each process can be done in different countries, assembled in one country, promoted by another country, sold in another country, and the profit will be coming to another headquarter. Okay, so India is the origin country, our home country. Are you getting the point? So it doesn't mean that we have to operate in India. So most of our foreign brands are originated in US. Okay, what we are using. But we are not getting everything from the US, right? So we have some license to produce here, we have permission to produce, we have a franchisee here. So most of the food products are produced here. So nowadays, mobile, automobile, everything is produced here only. But they will say this is the brand of another country. So it doesn't mean that we have to produce in one country, we have to sell in another country. It can be a different perspective. So simple, the global marketing is we have some capability, we have to increase the reach. And another thing we have a very good human resource, we have very good machines that can produce worth of 2,000 crore worth of product. But current Indian market, we can sell only 100 crore means my employees, my investment, my machine will be wasted. So to improve this usage or improve the efficiency, I can sell the product to other countries, which may not be useful for my Indian company. So there are different objectives can be possible in global marketing. So global marketing is firm's ability to, I'm coming back to the slide, firm's ability to market almost all the countries. So global means it is not only international marketing, it is not only foreign marketing. Global means if I am covering the entire world, all most possible countries, we can use as a word called global marketing. So definition you can study later. Okay, so what are the situations we might go for global marketing? So there's some reasons, maybe saturations in the target market. Yes, I achieved 100% satisfied. Strong domestic market share. Yes, in domestic I have a very good market share. Globalization of customers. So another challenge is globalization of customers. So most of my people are going to another country. Okay, so they are learning many things, and I am serving with the same quality. They are looking for different quality. So I have only this quality of product. I have this much machines. How I can satisfy the customers who are roaming around and coming back? So globalization of customers. Some US people are coming to India, or Indian people are going to Singapore, and again they are coming back. They are expecting the same quality which is served in USA. So how I can satisfy? So I have to globalize. Globalize means I have to learn the technology from others. I have to learn some product packaging from others. I have to introduce a new brands through others. That is also globalization. That means I have to merge with somebody else, or I have to work as a franchisee with some other country, or I can get the license of manufacturing of some other products from some other country, or I can have some collaboration. It can be a strategic alliance, it can be a joint venture, or otherwise, if I am so strong, means I will acquire another country's company and I can do business here, because I want to satisfy globalization of customers. And new type of customers are emerging. So already I have a service, but my customers are expecting differently, means I have to diversify. For diversification, I have to get in touch with some other country's company. And my competitors also coming from another country. Earlier competitor means, if I say Bangalore, means whoever running the business in Bangalore, they are called as competitors. But nowadays, after the introduction of online, it can be from any place in the world. So to tackle that competition, I have to go for globalization. And if I have a trade barrier, so for example, some product we have more tax in India, or some product may be banned in India. That means I have a production capacity, I have a very good product which is having more demand in another country, means I can go for globalization. And advances in technologies. For example, bank, it's within a 10 years period of time, everything is customized. So how they customize? They had a merger or joint venture or acquisition of some other country's economy or their technology, so that we are able to survive. So we cannot survive with our own technology. So something is, so for example, 4G is came, 5G is coming, 6G is coming, means we have to collaborate with some other company in some other country. Then only we can survive in Indian market itself. So these are some reasons we are forced to go for global. But still, even we are ready to go for global, there are some challenges are there to go for global. So when I want to export, so export is the starting stage of foreign marketing or global marketing. First thing, I am producing product, it is in excess, I am selling the excess product to other country through export. That is the first stage of global marketing is exporting. So even for exporting or for another global marketing, I have some challenges. Economy of the selected country. So if I want to operate in different countries, means I have to understand about each and every economy. So one country company or customers will be looking for cheap product. Some customers in another country will look for quality product. Some countries customers will be looking for value for money, means I have to produce a product according to the different countries. So I have to check. That is a barrier. Next one, infrastructure facilities in a particular. If I want to operate in China, means what are the infrastructure facilities they are having? They might be having good, means it's okay. If they are not having infrastructure facility which is needed for my production, means I cannot go with. And the exchange rate. So every companies in other countries, why they are coming to India, so they have an exchange rate advantage. That is a disadvantage for India. So if I want to invest in some other country, USA, so I have to spend more dollars, because our currency values, that is one barrier. Then what is the socio-cultural factors? So what are, even in a mobile, even in a two-wheeler, even in a four-wheeler, we have our socio-cultural factors. So for example, if we take car, we are buying a car for social travel. We will travel as a family, okay, or we will travel as a friend. But in terms of foreign, even they are having a very big car, each and individual in the family own a separate car. Each have a different color preference, different brand preference, different speed preference. So if you are going to operate in another country, means you should have a lot of variance. But it comes to India, means if you are able to satisfy economy, if you are able to accommodate more people and the price is less, then immediately people accept. But if you go to some other country, means they look for safety, they look for brand image, they look for the acceptance in the market, different perspective, right? So when I am going for global marketing, unless I understood these technological expectations in that country and whether I am ready for it, if I am not ready, then it will be failure. Next thing is political stability. So If you are entering into another country, it is highly unstable political condition. So today, for example, if you are going to Korea, North Korea, if you are going and you are signing an agreement, so that that person, political person, supporting you. Within 1 year, something happened. So new government came. So what will happen generally? If the new government came in, they will cancel all the agreement which is done with the earlier government. So I have to come back to my India. So that is again biggest problem. So when we are operating globally, we have to be very careful which countries is having political stability. Again, in the entire world, the political stability is questionable, and international law. So again, so already told that something is acceptable in India may not be acceptable in some other country. So we have to see the international law. International law can be related to production law, trading law, tax laws, labor laws. So law is a common word. We have a different laws. So which is suitable for me, which is implementable according to the country's law, then only can operate. This is also another channel. And tax level. If the tax level is better for me, I can easily go and operate. If the tax level is high, means it's also a problem. So nowadays the people say is those who are entering in India, now the tax level is little bit high. So some people are hesitant to come. They can earn more, they can get many, but they can get a subsidy. If some other countries, company coming in India, they are operating and started producing, which is benefiting India, I mean, our government will give subsidy. At the same time, tax will be higher. So we are similarly, if you are going outside another country, we have to see what is their tax level, what is the subsidy they are giving. And we might be having some trade agreements with some other country, like SHARC, NAFTA, SAFTA. So if you are going with countries which we already, India have an agreement, mean it is very easy to operate. If there is no agreement, mean it is very difficult to operate. So these are the barriers for you if you are going for a global market. So you have to keep in mind, if you are strong enough to overcome this barrier, it's fine. So now I have just consolidated what are different global entry strategies. So friends, please, I am recollecting. If this topic is global marketing, mean what are the keywords you have to remember? What is mean by global marketing? What is mean by global marketing? What are the characteristics of global marketing? Or what are the process and functions in global marketing? These are the words you have to very clarify. What is mean by global marketing? What are the functions or the characteristics of global marketing? One part. Next question. What are the opportunities for Indian company for globalizing? If you are operating in India, what are the opportunities for India for globalized marketing? One. So you have to write at least 10 points. What are the opportunities in global market? Number 2. What are the challenges for Indian companies to go for global operations? So 10 positive. So if you want to operate in some other country or some other nations in different places, so you have to know what are the opportunities we are having. So you should know about at least 10 to 20 countries. Okay, you should know about their economy, futures, everything. Then only you can answer this. So what are the opportunities of global marketing? What are the challenges in global marketing? The challenges can be a barrier. Okay, so these things you analyze. Then you understood, for example, you identified, so Malaysia, I can go for this type of product. For example, you identified in Malaysia, you identified one biscuit. This biscuit is more preferred by Malaysian people. So we can start the business there. Then we can be so successful, so profitable. So whatever may be the objective, market share, profitable, everything is same. But you have to remember what mode you want to enter into Malaysia. Yes, I want to go to Malaysia and I have to start the business. But for this, there are a lot of types of them. Okay, first least thing is exporting. As I classified here, this is called as global entry strategies. Please remember the keyword global entry strategy. So for understanding this, we have to understand what is meant by global marketing, how it differs from local marketing. So marketing, we can say local marketing. If I am selling some product only in Kottanur, that's the local place here, okay, for the people who are going to join. That is called as local brand or local marketing. Okay, if I am going to sell in the Karnataka or South India, we can call it as a region. So the entire region will have some similar characteristics, some similar, so that is called as regional marketing. If I am going to market the product in entire India, it is called as national brand or national company, or the marketing is called as national marketing or India level marketing. If you want to expand your business, okay, then you are starting with international marketing or multinational marketing. If you want to reach your business in the entire, all the countries in the world, then you can say it is called as global marketing. Here you have to understand different. So you decided one company with deciding with one product you want to operate means the first thing you can start with is exporting. I have an excess, I want to try. So just only the transportation link will be there. I am having some other buyer there. So somebody is going to buy my product, they are going to sell. It's called as exporting. I am not going to market, I am not going to brand in that company. So exporting. The exporting can be done by two ways: direct exporting, indirect exporting. If I have a branch there, or if I have my own subsidiary company there, I can export to that and I can market from there. That is called as direct mode. So I am directly exporting to my concern. Indirect exporting means I have no such people. So I have to find out some intermediary. I have to find out some franchisee there. I have to collaborate with some other company there. Then I have to sell them. Through them, I have to export. So export can be direct exporting. Direct exporting means just putting in a lorry. So I'm putting something, it's like a courier. I'm just putting, my work is over. That's called as, so this is happening only if I know I have the well contact with the company which wish to sell my product. If it not that means I have to depend upon the agent, I have to depend upon the logistics, I have to collaborate with some other company. So exporting can be direct exporting and indirect exporting. Similarly, other things can be, it's listed, but other things can be merger. I can merge with some other company. Joint venture, so two companies can come together and work for a certain period of time. Strategic alliance, so there is no need to depend on the entire business process. I can select only the production or only the branding or only the storage. Okay, so I can strategically having an alliance. So please in the marketing remember each and every joint venture. You and me jointly starting another business. That is called a joint venture. Acquisition. So if I am strong, I am founding a small company is going to fail in that market means I will give small amount of money, I will buy that company. Why I am buying the company? Because starting a company, an Indian company in that particular country may be difficult. So I'm just acquiring means, so I can easily penetrate. That company might be knowing about the entire business process, challenges, customers, etc. That is a great learning for me. So if I am so strong, I can acquire the company, I can run out of it. And another thing we can say, franchising, I am not selling the product to them. So I am finding a person, I have a legal collaboration with one seller. They can be a retail outlet or they can sell us. So on behalf of me, they are selling. But the price is fixed by me, quality is fixed by me, what promotion they have to operate, how they have to construct the retail outlet, what schemes they have to give, how credit, everything is dictated by me, but they are just a franchisee. So what they will get, they will not get entire royalty, other things. So out of each and every sale, I will be giving some franchisee amount. So they will own or rent a place, they have to appoint everything, but they have no rights on my product. This is my product, my price, my promotion, my brand. They have to operate on my instruction. That can be called as a franchise. The franchise is not about the production, it is only selling. Okay, so most of the retail outlets, especially in ready-made garments, most of them are franchisee. Okay, and another one, if I have the capacity to produce, but I have no patent for it. So I can get some other company's patent or I can get the license from them, I can produce it. That is called as contract manufacturing or licensing. So licensing means I have the license to produce a particular product which is patented by some other country, or otherwise contract manufacturing means that company is giving a contract. So based on their contract agreement, I have to produce a product and I have to give back to them. So there is a little difference, licensing and contract manufacturing. So when you wish to enter into another country, or when you want to diversify your business, when you want to expand your business, you have to choose which strategies are suitable for you. That is called as foreign entry strategy. So just like I'm just showing, so this may be the start exporting. Next one is the franchising. Franchising means I am a franchisor, I am a main company and you are taking a franchisee. So there is an agreement between me and you. You have to sell my products. So McDonald's, pizza, most of the things are franchisee. They cannot produce a product on their own. They have to produce under my instruction. Everything is, so that is called as franchising. Then licensing, it is related to production. So mostly it is related to production. So we have to get the patent, trade secret, brand name. We are using it and we are producing it. We have the license to produce. Next one, merger means two companies can merge. We can say company A, company B, they will merge. So there will be no A and B, only C. So for example, here I mentioned the GlaxoSmithKline Beecham. There are many companies, they merged together to form one company. So that is one company is weak in some perspective. This company is weak in some perspective. These companies join together. Which company among them are so stronger, they will take a lead. Okay, that is called as merger. Two companies join together and starting a new business. Acquisition means, as I mentioned, that IBM is a very big company. They want to acquire a small company called a Red Hat. So Red Hat is having some advantage. IBM is lagging in something, but they are so strong financially, so they might bought it. So acquisition, so there are some other company in some other country, I will acquire it, through them I am going to operate, that is called as acquisition. So A is a very big company, B is a very small company, the small company will be acquired by A, the company will become A. Okay, but earlier merger means A, B, both joined together, they will form another company C. That's the difference. Okay. Next one, contract manufacturing. As I said, they are just having a contract for manufacturing a particular spare parts or machines for certain period of time. So under contract, it is not a permanent one, maybe for 6 months or 1 year. Under contract, they may be manufacturing certain things. Joint venture, as I mentioned here, is a Bajaj Alliance, which is with respect to the insurance, Maruti Suzuki. So for example, Maruti Udyog Limited is an Indian-based company which is very strong in understanding our customers. Suzuki is very good in technology. Okay, it's happening still now in four-wheelers. So what they are doing, this technology of Suzuki and marketing condition of awareness of Maruti Udyog joined together to certain period of time, maybe for 100 years, another 100 years they may. So it's a joint venture. Okay, A company and B company, they are operating as a AB company. So both have their own share, their own involvements. We cannot say it is a different companies, but it is for certain period of time. So they are two international companies joined together, joint venture. They jointly, but A is A, B is B. Maruti is Maruti, Suzuki is. So earlier we had an experience of Hero Honda. Okay, Hero is another company, Honda is company, but still certain period of time, Hero Honda worked as a Hero Honda company. But now what happened? Honda is operating separately, Hero is operating separately. So this type of setup is called as joint venture. The same thing, Bajaj Alliance is a separate company, Bajaj, but both are selling the product insurance in India as Bajaj Alliance. Next one is strategic alliance, means AB, okay, A have some advantage, B need that advantage. So for example, we will say Android. So whatever the mobile it may be, they need Android. Okay, so for that, they should have a strategically alliance with Android. That similarly for laptop, similarly for the PC, we need Pentium processor. So Pentium is one company, okay, but Pentium cannot alone survive. So it can be a Dell or it can be a HP, it can be a Samsung. So they are alliancing in jointly working for some strategic things. Only for this Pentium chip. Only for this Android, only for this particular software. So likewise, some other companies have produced only engine. So for this engine alone, they are alliancing with some other big company. It is called a strategic alliance. Here they are not merging. Okay. So another example is Microsoft and Nokia. So wholly owned subsidiary means, okay, there is no need of merger, there is no need of acquisition, there is no need of anything. I am so strong, I can enter into any other country, I can survive. If you are so strong, without any support, if you are able to survive means, then we can say wholly owned subsidiary. Okay, so with this we can close. Any doubt, please ask friends. Global. So today we discussed about global marketing. What is meant by global marketing? What are the objectives of global marketing? And why we have to go for a global marketing? If you are going for a global marketing, what may be the challenges we have to face or what hurdles we have to overcome? And if you go for global marketing, what are the advantages we are getting? So we can increase the brand value, we can increase the profit, we can increase the market share, we can expand, we can survive. So likewise, what are the opportunities? Then if you decided to go for global marketing, what are the strategies? The strategies called as foreign entry strategies or global market entry strategy. The keyword is global market entry strategies, means we are having this thing. It starts with exporting, okay, exporting, franchising, joint venture, strategic alliance, licensing, contract manufacturing. If you don't need any of the support, we can say it is a wholly owned subsidiary. Okay, so with this we will close the topic. The slide will be shared to you for your reference. Then today or tomorrow we'll have a discussion through WhatsApp on the forum with the example. So please, I request all the students, please spend few minutes to understand the word exactly. You might be thinking, okay, it is very easy. Okay, profit. It's a product. It's a 4-piece. It's not like that. In marketing, the two things, you have to remember the exact concept or meaning of the word, each and every word. Marketing seems to be easy, but it's so conceptual, so technical words are there. Plus, for each word, try to find out one example. Then it is very easy for you. The further things we can discuss in other online. Okay, so can we close, friends? It's time, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.